Hello, everybody. As always, waiting for YouTube to catch up with the live stream that's coming from my computer. And to make sure we have audio. We do. All right. Okay, live from Cabot, Arkansas. Almost forgot the state for a minute. And it's Sunday afternoon. And time for yet another Answering Your Financial Questions Live. This one number 85, and that rhymes with live. Make one small adjustment to the mic. Testing. Okay. Alrighty, so let's get going here. Let's do a little bit of shameless self-promotion first. This is my YouTube page, Coach Steve Money, youtube.com/CoachSteveMoney. If you want more financial content, you just have to scroll down past the Oak Island, past the past live streams, of which these will be some. Answering Your Financial Questions with Ramsey Solution Certified, Coach Steve Money, and of course the music playlist, which has about 9 Ramsey adjacent songs in there. So give those a listen if you're interested in that. And of course the Ramsey Show After Show, which has 369 in there so far, and number 370 will be in 2 short days on Tuesday, April 30th. That will be the next Ramsey Show After Show. Used to be able to do that every day, but then moved, changed jobs, and no longer could do that after the Ramsey Show every day. I was sad too about it, so I know how you feel. All right, so immediately into the questions. Out of Ideas 33. This episode, of course, as always, brought to you by Crinkly Water Bottle. Want to join a golf country club. I'm 30, man, have 3 kids and wife who stays home. I currently earn $150K base paid out each month with an RSU plan. That is something reserve stock unit, something like that. I can't remember what that is, but you get stock for cheaper than regular price. I owe $415,000 on my home, worth $20K. The interest doesn't matter. People love to tell you that. No car payments, no student loans, credit card debt, $110K cash and high yield savings for emergency. Allocate 15% to 401K. Also is a brokerage account, which you should not do. Well, you see where it says steps 4, 5, and 6 here? You do 4, 5, and 6 all at the same time in order. It doesn't say invest more than 15% while your house is not paid off. So you're supposed to pay off your house before investing more than the 15% into retirement. And if you do that, that's debt leverage. Mr. Ramsey, not a fan. $1,000 cash a month, and it's not to save up past the 6 month of emergency fund either. I understand if you need a sinking fund, that's fine, but you don't do just $1,000 extra in savings. You can have that house paid off. I am an avid golfer and play municipal courses in my area for $50 to $75 per round. There's a country club in my neighborhood that costs $650 a month for golf, gym, tennis, pickleball. Everything is included. I'm a super frugal person with one, let's see, with one income, but I do feel living is needed. Yeah, you can live and you can pick your battles there on the budget and on the fun money, but that's basically a fun. It's not need. It's not a need to do that. My friends move further away, and I'm also looking to make newer friends. Any advice on how to justify the added costs? Well, I mean, you're doing it wrong anyway, putting $2,000. I'm assuming that's a month, $2,000 a month to your brokerage account and $1,000 cash for extra savings. So the $650 for the golf club, the country club, would just come out of that. But generally, you're not following Dave's advice anyway. So I don't know why you would need to turn to the fabulous people here at the Reddit to justify the added costs. I mean, you just decide to do that. You make decent money. Let's see. Oh, 415. So now that you have it down to that amount, I mean, an 820 mortgage would be way out of your range for being able to afford the house, but maybe you had already put down a big down payment on it, and so it's fine at 415. It's fine with that income. So now you're okay on it, but that wouldn't have been okay per Dave's advice either. So, but say let's pretend that you were changed and you were and paying off the mortgage instead of putting the money into the brokerage account, $2,000 and another $1,000 into just regular savings. That $3,000 should be going on the mortgage anyway, and then at that point you do get to do fun money, and it's just up to you whether that's enough, and you have to justify it to yourself first. And so, but you have to think that every month you got to say $650 to the country club, or do I want to be done with this mortgage faster? And so that's a you decision there. Own tie 640. How many bank accounts should you have? I would think most people only need one if it helps you stick to your budget for some reason. Having multiple accounts would do that for you. A bunch of banks now do it where you can put money in different buckets, like different envelopes inside the checking account, so it would have the balance overall, but then you can sort it inside there, inside your online bank account, and you can separate it that way. But if you have to have an actual separate account for stuff, then absolutely go ahead. Other than you need checking and saving, most people would do that. And then the savings, the emergency fund would go. I was thinking of doing, and any sinking funds as well, savings for specific reasons, like new tire or something like that. That's what a sinking fund is, because you put a little in it at a time, and then hopefully by the time you need new tires, you actually have enough in that fund to pull from that. And then the fund sinks down and it's gone in the form of new tires. Checking 1, direct deposit, auto paid bills pulled from here. Checking 2, gas, groceries, miscellaneous spending are pulled over to here. Savings 1, anything left over from the previous payday is moved here. Is this a good idea? Anything left over from the previous payday should be going to whatever baby step. That's your snowball. And so that should be going to whatever baby step you're on, except if you need money to get to the next payday. If you have like a bill or something that has to be paid, but assuming you have that already figured out, and so you're not counting that amount that you need, that slush amount to get from one paycheck to the other. You're counting that already as being taken out, and so then what's left over is left over. And so, example, in baby step 2, that extra money would not be moved to a savings account. That money would be moved to baby step 2. You would pay it on your lowest debt. If you're out of debt and you're working on your full emergency fund, that amount of money would not go into saving necessarily. I mean, I guess it could go into savings at that point, but it's not just regular savings, that's your emergency fund. And so you would be putting it in there. And then 4, 5, and 6, you're addressing those as well. So you would either be invested, say for kid college, if that's applicable, or to pay off the mortgage early. And so it doesn't just go to anything left over, sit down in a savings account. That's not how it works. Let's see. I like it because it can keep people who may not do well with money from overspending their bill account. Okay. Yeah, like I said, whatever you have to do to be able to stick to your budget and not anything that helps you not overspend is worth it. Worth the trouble. So, and hopefully no extra fees involved to open those bank accounts. Hopefully those are free checking and free savings accounts where you don't have to pay any fees on it, and watch your minimum amounts, because some banks do have fees if you drop below a certain amount in savings. Generally not in checking. Generally you can take checking all the way down to 0. If you have to, you only get in trouble if you go into the negative. See anything else I want to say about that? I thought there was something else, but it went away. I think it said everything. This from Timothy. Okay, Timothy. Don't know. 19-year-old college student with retirement questions. Okay, a little bit too early, but I know people like to plan, but there's some people that overplan so much and they concentrate so much on further down the road baby steps that they aren't focusing enough on the current baby step. And so it's a tricky line there, but everybody that does the baby steps always thinks ahead. And always has questions about it. After watching the show, I've had it repeatedly pounded into me, phrasing, that investing as young as possible will provide me with tons of opportunity larger in life. Oh, later on in life, probably. I'm in an interesting situation. Okay, well, it wouldn't be it is to start early. I mean, you start early, but not before you graduate college. You just pile up cash for expenses, like if you need a car, for books, for board, for tuition until you graduate college debt free. You do not invest in anything except yourself. And so that is the Ramsey advice. You invest in yourself instead. And then once you get your big boy job at 22, 23, 24, anywhere in there, that's still plenty of time in the market. You will be fine. So let's see. In an interesting situation, I'm cash flowing college by working, right? I know Dave would love me for this. Absolutely. And I'm currently staying at my parents' house. Thank you for not calling it home. This means, even though it is your current home, this means that outside of car repairs, gas, and a little bit of food, I need almost no emergency savings. However, my car isn't the most reliable, and I predict that between now and graduation, I'll need to buy a new-to-me car. As it stands, I typically have around 200 something. Let's see what it says. Yeah, and this is the exact reason why you do that. If you put money in a retirement account, it's locked in there. You cannot get it out without taxes or penalty. Where's the 200 at? There it is. I typically have around $200, $300 available each month. I'm wondering, should I be putting this money into a Roth IRA? No, because it's not going to do you any good in the Roth IRA if you need a new car new to you car. Or should I keep a high yield savings account that'll be easy for me to access upon needing a new car and moving out soon after graduation? Right, you gotta pay for that as well. So yeah, that is exactly why you don't lock it up into a retirement account or even any type of investing. Yeah, high yield savings account is it. I figured I should hashtag mention that my college is about $12K a year. I make about $19K a year, $23K before tax, and that I have $5,000 saved, but that $5,000 has been the buffer between me being able to afford college and not, so I can't spend all of that on a car and pay for college again, which is why you just pile up cash and not invest it. Not yet. You will have plenty of time to do that once you graduate college, move out, and then you'll have your big boy job, and then you'll be able to start investing out of each and every paycheck, and that is plenty of time to be investing. I'm willing to answer any questions that may lead to better advice. You gave all the information. Good job. So all good. Thank you for watching. Now, live, and if you're watching later, thank you so much. Time plane 1192. Interesting. How to survive with 1K emergency fund on baby step 2. You just do it. Many needs aren't actually needs, and you need to realize that. But let's see what specifically they are asking about. My question is, how do people feel comfortable on baby step 2? That is the exact thing. That is the exact thing. You're not supposed to feel comfortable. People that feel comfortable don't go gazelle intense and pay that debt off as soon as possible. They're like, oh, we're all right. We got $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 in the bank as an emergency fund. We'll be all right. We can spend a little bit extra money on pizza, on takeout, on all this stuff, instead of focusing on paying off our debt. You're not supposed to feel comfortable. That is the entire thing. Straight out of Dave Ramsey's mouth, you're not supposed to feel comfortable on baby steps 1, 2, and even during 3. Until it's done, you're not supposed to feel comfortable. Let's see. Car 1, $375 a month, 19,500 balance. Maybe you got to sell a car like that second one. That is more per month. Might have to sell that car. Let's see, is it a couple? Student loan, $3,600 balance. A house, $1,290 a month, $30K balance. Where's the income? Second baby finance, prepaying at $550 a month until September a year. So this is the thing where you're doing too much all at the same time. Let's see, we have $13,700 in savings right now. Okay, so you're doing it wrong. You want me to explain that to you? You wouldn't be doing any of this stuff that you're doing now with your second baby finance prepaying. You don't start paying for a baby until you are pregnant. Until September this year. So if you're not pregnant, you're not prepaying that just to get it cheaper. You're taking care of your debt first. Get out of debt first. So you're doing it wrong. Yeah, definitely deserves the clip. You're
doing it wrong.
Don't mess with my hair. And also, even
if everything you're doing is bad, I want you to know this.
That's right. All right. Let's see what else. We have to, considering we have 2 vehicles, a house, student loan debt, baby financing, 1 child, dogs, etc., yet nobody told you to have all that. And you could still fix that. Sell one of the vehicles, at least one of them, and get a very cheap car as an alternative that you pay cash for with some of that freaking $13,000 that's in savings. You're so doing it wrong. I feel like, for me, 1K is not enough for the unexpected. Then again, I have never had to use our emergency fund for anything other than just paying down debt extra. That's not what the emergency fund is for. It's not used to pay debt extra. That's you don't understand the steps or the advice in general, or maybe anything in life in general either. My goodness. Let's see what the rest of it is here. If I only have 1K in the bank, these cars and student loan debt will take a while to pay off. No, they won't, because you'll be putting that money from the extra $12,000, you'll be using it to pay off that debt. How can I survive 2-3 years with only having that small of an emergency fund? Anyone keep a larger emergency fund on hand during step 2? People definitely do. They definitely do that. Locked post. New comments cannot be posted. Must have gotten contentious in there. Because maybe somebody got upset like I did, and it's just saying, what the what is up with you? Why don't you understand something so simple? And that you're doing it wrong. It's like, have you even read the baby steps one time? So you would think people would understand. If they know enough to come to the Dave Ramsey subreddit, you'd think they would have a little bit of handle on how the program works, but maybe they don't, and you need to be told, and hopefully they were told in the comments that you're doing it wrong is the short answer. This from Seth 27. My 4 types of funds. What are you in? I love these. This is what I'm in. What are you doing? That's better, so I don't have to look for my own funds. So I can just check the ticker symbols that you put on, and if I like it, then I can use your fund instead. Naret says, keep saving or pay off debt. If you're in an emergency situation, the debt snowball and baby steps in general are paused, and you just pile up cash until said emergency is over. If it's not, then you baby steps full steam ahead. Let's see what this particular person's situation is. Hello all, wanted to get some advice on if we should keep banking some just in case money, or if we should use some of that cash, you mean all of it, to pay off some simple debts that are just pesky. You mean small ones? We have a $13,000 in savings again. Okay, so baby step 1 is save $1,000 for your starter emergency fund. Nowhere here does it say, and then save extra money. Just so you feel comfortable, or for whatever reason you can imagine, save extra money if you want to. It does not say that right there. Step 2 says pay off all debts from smallest to largest using the debt snowball method, and that means any money you have left over, other than the $1,000, goes immediately onto debt. Our debts we'd be targeting to immediately, not counting the house, of $110K. Getting rid of our credit cards, about $5,000. Personal loan for a very bad plumbing repair, that's about $10K. And we have a car payment that we have about $25K left. You could sell the car. I have 2 kids. I work full time, and my wife does what? So again, not understanding how the baby steps work, or not wanting to understand it so that you feel more comfortable. That could be as well. We like having the $13K just in case. but I think we could build it back up rather quickly. Our combined income is about 130K. I'm thinking we immediately pay off all of our credit cards. Oh, the part I accidentally skipped over, and man works full-time, wife works part-time to take care of the kids to offset the cost of daycare. And so maybe it's not even worth it for her to work part-time if they're in daycare at all. So you might want to look at those numbers because often it's not worth it. Let's see. So combined income, 130K a year. I'm thinking that we immediately pay off all our credit cards and then funnel those minimum payments into the personal loan to knock that out and then pay off the car ASAP. Yeah, well, that's what you do. Yeah, as fast as you can. The 13,000 is not going to take care of all of that immediately, but that's what you do. You would put 12K of that 13 onto your debts. I think we're about to take the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University soon, so our class may teach us differently. Hopefully they do. But I think this is probably the best approach for us right now. We'd like to get some other thoughts from others who may have been in a similar situation. I had to pay off debt. My ex-wife and I had to pay off $72,000 of debt. And we had a $1,000 emergency fund. But step 2 is not great. It's not supposed to be great. And again, you're not supposed to feel comfortable. You're supposed to be motivated to pay off your debt as quickly as you can. And that way, you can change from giving money to other people to giving it to yourself in the form of your emergency fund. And after that, in the form of your investing for retirement. Yeah, speaking of investing, from Top Pressure 7256, I'm looking to get started investing in mutual funds. Is there a particular app or website I should use for investments? You can use any brokerage. I use Fidelity. There's plenty of other ones. Generally, one that you've heard of, you would like to use. I picked Fidelity just because I looked at, did a Google image search of the websites of the various brokerages. Who else would it be? TD Ameritrade, Charles Schwab. Blanking now. Of course, shouldn't try to start naming them because I'm blanking on other ones. Merrill Lynch. There's a ton of them, trust me. And you've heard of a lot of them too. I would use one that you've heard of. Dusty Dad 927, Dave Ramsey Investing Essentials. I follow a lot of the Ramsey principles and love it. Okay, great. I'm looking for what are some things to invest in and how do you pick certain mutual funds. Also looking for people advice on what they think this class will entail. Is it worth the $250? If it explains to you stuff you didn't know, and if it ends up making you more money in investing than it would before you took the class, if it covers the $250 and makes you more beyond that, then absolutely it would be worth it. I think some people are under the impression that Dave is going to tell you his exact mutual funds that he mentioned, that he invests in, and I don't think that's going to happen. But as far as the general advice, and you don't have to pay the $250 for it for the general advice. You can get it by watching the show. And if you YouTube search Dave Ramsey Investing, and of course there'll be a bunch of other videos that come up that say he's doing it wrong. So don't look at those, but look at the ones done by Ramsey Solutions themselves and watch every single clip that comes up about investing, and he will be addressing what that is addressing callers that have specific questions about investing. And every so often, he'll talk about it in general. Like somebody will call about investing, and then he will just after the call is over, he'll just talk about other things about investing. And basically, for finding certain mutual funds, and the certain mutual funds you want are the ones that beat the S&P 500 index, which averages 10% a year. And so you want to beat that, and what you're looking for is a mutual fund that does that and beats that index of 10% average per year, and also one that has been around for at minimum 10 years. Longer is better, obviously, so you get the track record. And so it's not just something that was created 2 years ago and it's beaten the index in those 2 years. That's not enough of a track record. So yeah, at minimum a 10-year track record. And so you can find this. A lot of people say they can't find them. It's too hard to find them. They just want to be lazy and invest in the index fund instead. And that's up to them. They're leaving money on the table, but that's up to them. But as far as the 250, is it worth it? I would say if it explains it to you so that you learn stuff, and also it covers the cost eventually, won't right away probably, but eventually through your investing, it will cover the cost of that 250. Then it would be well worth it. And the same thing about the Financial Peace University. If that helps you in any way do these steps and get in a better position financially, isn't that worth whatever they're charging for it now? I can't remember what it is about. Not quite $200, I think, $179 or something like that. Can't recall. Pleasant criticism, 52. Setbacks high, 41. Man. Started the snowball back in February. My consumer debt is about 50K. And I have about 60K of student loans. Okay, so 110 altogether. I make a decent salary, approximately 130K. I've almost knocked out the first debt, which is my car, and plan to have it paid off by the middle of May. Excellent. So about only 2 more weeks on that. Good job. I paid about 5K on it in 2 months. Great. My problem is that now I've been hit with 2 more unexpected bills, a tax bill for 3K, and that has to be paid now, immediately, and a medical bill for $1,500. It seems like all the progress I've made in the short period of time is undone now. No, it's not. You know why it's not? You'll have your car maybe not paid off by the middle of May due to your unexpected expenses now, but you're still in better shape because you paid 5K on it. So if not, you would have that cash for these problems, but then you'd still be in the same amount of debt. So it's not been undone. You've still put that towards something good, whether it be the unexpected bills or to your debt. Both of those need to be paid immediately. The tax bill, you can work out payment plan with the IRS, and most medical facilities you can also work out a payment plan with. So you can try that as well. It seems like all the progress I made in a short period of time is undone now. I'm just frustrated because I'm literally throwing what feels like every dollar I have. You have to look in the mirror here. If you have a tax bill for 3K, that's on you. That's on you. You have to know how much taxes you're going to owe. And you can figure that out. So to fix that for next year, if all the you're going to be making about the same amount of money, you're living in the same area as you were, you're not going to have any other deductions and so forth, or if you're just using the standard deduction If nothing's changing, then you need to have more taken out of your each paycheck. So 3K divided by X number of paychecks per year. So that's what you need to figure, and you can change that now, and that will take care of that one. Medical bills, you can't, you don't know when that's going to happen generally. Which is the case for that's emergency. That would medical bill would be an emergency, so you could take that out of. You should have $1,000 emergency fund, so you could take $1,000 out of that, and then the 500. Like I said, you can work a payment plan out with most medical facilities. Let's see. But frustrated because I did something right and then everything didn't work out for me perfectly. No, that does happen. Definitely does happen that everything does not work out perfectly, even though you did the right thing for 2 months. So some people have done the right thing for years and then it still doesn't work out perfectly. Let's see. Every dollar of my debt now, back where I started. No, you're not back where you started because you got that debt paid off. I have other necessary expenses coming up soon as well. My card needs AC. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. That would be what we call a sacrifice, so that you don't do that. I could have my AC repaired in my car, but guess what? Don't need it. I don't live in my car. I drive to and from work, to and from the store, and that's about it. I don't do joyriding, so I don't need the AC. I can live without it, even in the very hot state of Arkansas. So yeah, no AC for me. And I don't even have any debt. And I have full emergency fund. My car needs AC. And my deck needs to be repaired. Decks can wait until you're done with step 3. You can put a board on top of where it's, you can just do a quick fix on it. And you can have, that's like if you got a small leak in the bathroom and then it ends up being a whole bathroom remodel. That's dumb. So don't do that. You're overreacting to the unexpected bills. Although, I mean, like I said, you got to be aware of your own taxes, your tax issues. Medical, not so much, because you don't know usually when that's going to happen. But let's see, but it is overreacting. I have other. We did that part. Looks like I'm going. It looks like I'm going another summer without AC, and hopefully the debt can hold up a little longer. Yeah, that is exactly what I said. You are going another summer or longer without doing that until your dumb debt is paid off. And this is called sacrifice, and this is why we do this for financial peace. Just feels like I'll never be out of this mess, overreacting, over dramatizing it. If life keeps kicking me when I'm down, just venting. Okay, yeah, you can vent. Thanks for listening. Yep, I mean, I get it, but that's life. Life's not fair a lot of the time. And you just gotta accept that. By paying off some of your debt, you are in a better position than you were before, whatever you were doing your money with before you decided to start paying off debt. What up, AJ? Thanks for watching, sir. After show on Tuesday, April 30th. After the Ramsey show is over, approximately 6 p.m. Eastern Time. How to hold 2 jobs is from ZeraTool77. I've done 84-hour work weeks. Great. I didn't work quite that long, but I had 2 jobs and worked 70 hours a week before. But what tips do you have for holding a 9-to-5 office job that pays well and stocking shelves or working at restaurants on the side? Well, you don't do much else. You go home and sleep, make sure you're still getting enough sleep, But that's about it. You're not trying to, be the socialist of all animals. I'm imagining the two jobs are not just to live, but to get through the baby steps quicker. And so you're on baby step 3. So theoretically, once the baby step 3 is full, then that's up to you if you want to keep working extra, unless you don't get paid that much at your 9 to 5 office job and you're doing it just to make ends meet, more so than to just speed the gazelle intense through the baby steps. But as far as that, I had a great good thing, like 9 to 5 office job. That's basically what I had, fixing computers. And so that was not that labor intensive. And I did stock shelves at one of the big hardware stores like Lowe's or Home Depot in the Midwest called Menards. And so, so I did a lot of, for 4 to 5 hours before I went to the office job. I did a bunch of labor intensive work, and it would help me definitely to be able to sit down and chill for most of the 9 to 5 shift. For me, it was 10 to 7 though. Should I shift priorities? Let's see. Well, they should be on the baby steps, probably. Let's see. Calls on trend. Calls on trend. Like Duran Duran song, Girls on Film. That's what I immediately thought about. Not exactly drowning, but I need some guidance. Okay, well, yeah, I need to shift into gear before you do start drowning. Income, civilian job, $4,400 a month. Post-tax military, minimum $550 month post-tax. This is sometimes higher depending on how many days I'm gone for. That's when the military has you go somewhere. I see, you get an extra $550 a month. I gotcha. Okay. Savings $7,100, Roth IRA $10,900, excuse me. Debt, student loan $3,500. Credit card $800, rent is $1,300 a month with the utilities. Right now I put $400 in my high yield savings account a month. And your priority should be A, reading the baby steps, and 2, comprehending them is what I would suggest. $500 toward the card, $500 toward the student loan. Once the card is paid off, that $500 is going toward the loan. I have not put money in my IRA in 2 years due to trying paying off my loan. Okay, so that part is correct, but you shouldn't be putting $400 in the saving. That $400 goes right to the lowest debt as well. So you're doing it wrong. Again, save $1,000 as fast as possible. It does not say, and throw another $400 a month in there if you want. It does not say that there. It says take all extra money. Doesn't say it, but that's what it means. Take all extra money and put it towards your smallest debt until you're done with step 2. Let's see. Do I bite the bullet? And biting the bullet means to follow the baby steps as it's written. Is that what that means? Let's see what it does. And just wipe most of my savings to clear all the debt. Yes. Did it say how much is in? Oh, $7,100. Yes. Yes. It's not a, I appreciate you asking, but it's not a mistake that this is the baby steps. This is exactly what it means to do. So people can't fathom it. I shouldn't have any savings. People can't deal with it, but that's exactly the way it goes. Wipe out most of my savings to clear all the debt. Yes. Working in sales as a startup, I kind of like having the cushion in case the company goes under or I have a bad month. Maybe I'm being an idiot here. Not an idiot, because that happens. That's the field. Sales dry up sometimes. And at a startup, I mean, that's not the not the most stable of jobs. Yeah, but as long as you don't think you'll be losing your job or your income will be going down significantly, then you would keep doing the baby steps as planned. Full steam ahead on it. If you have 51%, if you think there's 51% possibility of you losing your job or your sales dropping significantly, then that's when you would declare an emergency and you would pause the baby steps and pile up cash until you get another job somewhere else would be the thing to do. Or maybe, if you stay there and then sales pick back up. But otherwise, yeah, not the most stable kind of job situation, it seems like, working there. But you also there's also just worrying. Also, people watch the news too much and get worried. People overthink things and get worried. So, if you've been working there a while, if you worked there a year and your sales you haven't had really bad months yet, why would be the reason to think that you would be doing that now? And now, once you have significant evidence that something like that would happen, then yeah, you pause the baby steps and you just pay minimums on all debt and you would just pile up cash. "2D characters are better." Okay. Incoming freshman, disagree. Incoming freshman trying to make money. So I'm about to graduate high school and I only have about $2,000 saved up for college. I have a job already, but only make $12 an hour. Just wanted to know if there were any easy side hustles that don't take up much time up and that could make it at least some extra money so that you still have time to focus on school and scholarships. Could y'all help me with any scholarships that y'all know of too? Live in Texas and come with from a low income family. Yeah, so as soon as you graduate, you do need to be working. If you're going theoretically to a community college, which you should be doing, then you can work full time. And you do school around your job while you work full time. If you have to work that much, where you can't just do it with a side hustle, and you're talking about maybe a full-time job. I don't know that the job that this person has is a full-time or not. But you got to work as much as you need to pay for school. And that's just the way it goes. You can go to myscholly.com is one. That was one that AO recommended in his book Debt Free Degree. You could also get that from the library and read that. But yeah, and scholarships, grants, all that. Yeah, exhaust all of that. Just Google for them and apply for every single one of them. Absolutely. No to Reddit girly. Okay. Oh, not a Reddit girly. Got it. Well, let's see. If you're a girly and you're on the Reddit posting this, doesn't that make you a Reddit girly? Recast and refi question. No. Generally, no on both of those. We just upgraded in home. 25 down. So, and you want to refi already or recap, and have a mortgage balance of $477,000 at an interest rate that doesn't matter. Seller paid for a 2-year buy down, so we have a 4.75 rate this year. All right. Oh, so it's not a fixed, so you did it wrong. You didn't follow Dave's advice and do the 15-year fixed rate mortgage. New payment's about $3,200 a month, but will be up to $3,750 when we reach the 6.75 interest rate in 2026. We do not get to refinance before then or recast. Did we buy too much house? These numbers are within Dave's 25% rule for our income, but daycare is the big ankle biter. Well, that's what happens. If you have ankle biters, then you do have to pay ankle biter expenses for them. Or you do not pay for daycare and one of the spouses doesn't work as much. But then guess what? Then you can't afford this freaking house, even if you can afford it now. But like if you got this on a 30-year mortgage, you probably can't afford it anyway. Oh, here we go. Reason, justification station, all aboard. Reason we want to recast soon. Oh, versus waiting for Wi-Fi. I see. You just got it. And those aren't free. You have to pay for that as well. So that's going to even add more to the debt. We have 2 young kids in daycare at $2,600 a month total. How much do you make a month by working? People never consider that. Some people never consider that. Well, I only make $3,000 a month. Wow, if I just stayed home, we could not have to pay the $2,600 daycare, and I could make $400 doing something in a month. If things ever get tight, we would explore cheaper routes, but overall, we are prioritizing the daycare. We've chosen, as we trust them completely and love the environment we have them in. Well, sure. But you know what? Probably being home with you would be even better than that. But don't have a complete picture here. Smartly did not say their income or whether it's a 30. People leave out sometimes the information that has them being non-Dave followers, their advice followers. Aggressively saving since closing on the home to be ready for a refinance when rates drop. Hopefully no debt other than that mortgage. Ready for refinance when rates drop. It looks like it will be longer than anticipated for them to drop significantly. Yes, which is why you shouldn't have upgraded an house anyway. Why'd you upgrade an house? Why? Our current loan allows us to recast once within the loan, then refinance for a new loan when the time comes. Now, this being said, we have $40K we could put towards the recast and lower our monthly payment and improve cash flow. Or you could put that $40K to each monthly payment instead. We would then refinance out of this loan when rates drop and within the new loan, see a lower rate and a largely lower balance from $477 to a minimum of $437, but probably even less with extra payments with freed up cash flow and continued intentionality. Am I missing something on why this isn't a good idea? Well, probably getting the home, upgrading in the house, that might have not been the greatest idea, especially if you can't afford it. Let's see if they did it, if the person, nope. OP did not put in what their income is, so they might not be able to afford it anyway. Who knows? But I would be interested in knowing how much lower earning spouse makes per month. If it's anywhere close to that $2,600, like I said, even $3,000, $3,500, that's not worth it to work and pay daycare. Not worth it. CDRX 22, paid off my house at age 34. Excellent. Didn't try to recast or refinance. Excellent. Hey everyone. Hi guys. Just celebrating my progress. I grew up in a household that followed Dave and Larry Burkett. So I've never carried any debt except my house. That is fabulous. And that is the easiest way to go through the baby steps faster, is to not do any dumb debt or any debt at all, which all debt is dumb. I bought my first house in 2016 at age 26, putting 20% down and $220K purchase price in a mid to low cost of living small town. And I live in a small town. I didn't follow Dave's advice and about a 15-year mortgage out of a little bit of fear. Yeah, that's what. Oh, let's give ourselves some wiggle room by making the payment lower. Yep, doing it wrong, but I did aggressively pay extra on my 30-year mortgage. I'm exactly on the 8th year anniversary of closing on the house. So scared, thinking they need to get a 30-year mortgage and they pay it off in 8 instead of 15. See, this is why you don't need to be scared of stuff like that and do dumb stuff like that. Save so much interest by not even carrying it out the full 15. I wrote a check for the remaining balance, completed baby step 6. Excellent. Debt free. That is awesome. And they get this. And gives me a chance to drink some more. That is fabulous. 8 years. It's a great payoff story there. No pay, 1915. 34 too, still a baby compared to some of us too. So you got a long life to live with a paid off house, my goodness. And you just build wealth and give. All you gotta do is build wealth, give a lot of it away at this point. No pay 1915. Canadian question on retirement savings with pension. My current pension plan automatically deducts and matches 15% of my gross income. I don't have the option to opt out. Would that be sufficient for baby step 4? No, it would not. Dave wants you to have 15% in the game. Unless if that's like 7.5 that it deducts from your paycheck, and then they match 7.5, and that makes a total of 15, then no. If they're actually taking 15 out of your paycheck and matching that 15%, then that's your 15. Actually, no, that's not even your 15. I mean, at that point, it would be about what Dave says, but as far as you on a pension, which doesn't do as well as in the market, you have to count pension contributions as half. So your 15 going in would only count for 7.5, and so you would have to do 7.5 in some kind of other investing. Now, technically, the match gets you right back up there. And so theoretically, that would be 30% altogether. And so 50% of that would be your 15. But the idea is that you have 15 in the game, and because pensions don't do as well, you have to invest on the side of that. So Dave would advise 7.5% is what you're putting in, according to him, because pensions do not make as much as the market. And so you'd have to put another 7.5 into a different type of retirement account, so that your out of your pocket is coming the 15%, and I know 15 is coming out for pension, but pensions are crap, so they don't make as much as the market, and so they count as half of the amount towards the 15%. Just from Andy Targaryen. All right. The North remembers. Career. Fully remote to fully on-site for an extra 60K plus. Hi there. Hi guys. I, 37 man from South Florida, earn 113 base, 15K bonus, plus a few other perks like annual 401K and HSA deposit from employer, 3K, regardless of my ongoing contributions. So we'll say a total of 131K total compensation, not including 401K match. I'm very comfortable at my current employer with a good relationship up and down the chain of command. I work from home and have flexibility to pick up a kid or two to go to the dentist during business hours if need be. It is a so long as you get your work done sort of environment. That's fabulous. Being from SoFlo, Southern Florida, I hear the rainstorms ain't nothing to mess with. Where is it? Not having to commute is huge. I was recently contacted by a recruiter for a position paying 150 to 180K base plus 20% bonus. That sounds great. Grass is not always greener. However, work would be more demanding. Life is demanding without understanding. Ace of base. Which is fine as it'd be an opportunity to learn and grow. 4 days in office, 1 day from home. The kicker is that it's 18 miles away, which translates to 1 to 2 hours during morning and afternoon rush hour. My goodness, that would suck. Can you move closer to there? Morning would not be as bad since I'll be dropping off a kid in school on the way as it is between home and work. Okay, so that's something to think about. Should I give up a relatively comfort work from home gig for an extra 60K plus? Well, I mean, nothing's for sure. Nothing. I mean, you don't know 100% that you'll be able to still work where you're working now. You could get fired. The company could go under. Anything could happen. Let's say pros of the salary, career advancement, learning new skills. Cons would be not seeing kids nearly as much. Yep. Likely less to know Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, lost 60 pounds, and of course, the extra 10 to 15 hours per week in a car. Yeah, you got to weigh in all that. And for some people, that might not be worth $60,000. Even if that is going to be $60,000 extra, it's saying 150 to 180K base. And I'm sure you went with the 180 instead of the 150. I would go on the lower end of that and do it without any bonus because you don't know what you have to do to get the bonus, and also you don't know if the bonus is going to continue. They could stop giving out the bonuses 2 days after you get there, so you just don't know. Let's see, only W2 earner in the home. Debt free except the mortgage. Excellent. Currently doing fine financially, but wouldn't mind more for investing kids' college and to give away. Absolutely. But you got to weigh it. Absolutely. And you're the one that has to do it. You have to spend the extra 10 to 15 hours a week in the car. You're the one that has to deal with it probably not being as cushy as the way you make your current job sound. Would I switch? I don't know because I'm not in your exact situation. Even at 200K all in, we would likely not move given the most homes here are $750 to $2 million. And at these rates, it wouldn't make sense. We also live 2 miles from mother-in-law, who has been a big help. Yeah, so I see why you wouldn't want to move closer to work. If it was a 2 to 3 schedule, a 3 to 2 schedule, it would be more tempting. Talking about the work from home ratio. What I keep coming back to is that this is a stepping stone to making 200K plus. Again, not necessarily. You don't know that. You can't just say stuff like that. This is a stepping stone. You're making 200K. Not necessarily. I can likely increase my base salary 5 to 15K where I am at within a year or two. All right, and so you got to factor all that stuff in. Update spoke with Recruita, and the position is managerial, leading, and underwriting team for middle market type customers. Two things I have never really done, so I think this is a pass for me. The recruiter is going to connect me with the principals just in case of future opportunities more aligned with my experience. Like, okay, that's weird that they would want that they would offer you the job. You say they even offered, you contacted. So it's possible they contacted you to apply, maybe, and then they take a look at all of your skills and past employment to see if you had any experience doing that. But yeah, but basically when you do anything kind of thing like that, just the more money isn't always a yes, definitely do that. That's the WEI. Pause/reduce baby step 4 to save for nicer car. Assets $1 million in home, 300 in retirement. Long story short, probably no. You save for a nicer car while also doing baby step 4. Long story short, my wife and I are lucky to have the value of my home grow exponentially in the past 10 years, where we have over $1 million in home assets. Okay, great. However, stupidly, since we were very house poor, we only started maxing out our investing or retirement in the past 4 years and only have $300,000 combined. We're in a position to start baby step 4. To start baby step 4. Okay. However, I'm driving my wife's 2008 Corolla and it's not very convenient to pick up, drop off our daughter from school. What is wrong with that 2008 Corolla? It's not very, what makes it not convenient? People, man, with their justification station here, people are nutty. Well, how come a 2008 Corolla, it's newer than my car, how is that not convenient to pick up, drop daughter from school? Because people will see you in it? I'm wondering if it makes good Ramsey sense to reduce pause baby step 4 to start a sinking account to paying cash for a bigger and nicer car, given our retirement account is already low. My wife and I both work, and while we make a pretty good income, we also have high child care expenses, making it difficult to do both. And thank you for all your input. That was a kick in the butt I was looking for. I'm going to make sure I align this goal with my wife so that we're saving every dollar we can. Right, went through my retirement savings last night and realized we were withholding too much federal income tax, and with some minor adjustments, only had to add about $400 into our 401k a month to get our savings up 15%. I hope to come back in 6 months or so with some great news. Yeah, I'm still concerned about the convenience of the car. Just because it's 2008, just because it's a Corolla, just because it's not newer, just because it's not the brand you want, doesn't mean it's not convenient. So you didn't say anything was wrong with the vehicle, like it's not mechanically sound, or your daughter couldn't fit in it because the seat's broken or something like that. It didn't say any of that, so... People are nutty. Alrighty, let's do a little mid-roll, probably longer than mid-roll. I'll probably do another half an hour at least, though. Let's do some more shameless plugging. I am Coach Steve Money, I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, and if you've got money problems or you just want to make sure you're on the right track, you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation with me, and that happens via video conferencing, so you can do that from anywhere in the world. Calendly.com/Coach Steve Money, CALENDLY.com/Coach Steve Money. You can email me about coaching or anything on my YouTube channel, coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Channel donations, go to paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. Alternatively, Cash App to $Coach Steve Money or a Walmart gift card too. coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Add me on the gram at coachstevemoney. Of course, the YouTube channel is youtube.com/coachstevemoney. Again, Ramsey Show After Show coming out Tuesday, April 30th, approximately 6 p.m. Eastern Time after the Ramsey Show on YouTube ends that day. Also, this show is Saturdays and Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And this is answering your financial questions live. After show is live as well. Flapjack 2021, sell my truck. Normally, if you have to ask, yes. So, weird situation. We're in baby step 2. That's not a weird situation. If people do the baby steps, that's most likely where it's going to end up after you finish step 1. The only debt we have left is my truck. My wife's car is paid. No other debts beside mortgage. Excellent. 94K income, 18K truck loan, paying off pretty aggressive. I recently found the chance to buy back my granddad's truck I sold to help clear debt. It's a 97 C1500, a lot of work into it, and I do want it back, but not sure if it's smart. No, unless that's a toy. Unless that's going to be your daily driver, that is a toy. And so you're not in toy mode yet. Baby step 2 is not toy mode. So no toys. I can get the truck for $5K. And I could probably sell my current truck enough to get it and pay that loan off. Just unsure if I want to go from a 17 model to a 97, but really want to be debt free besides mortgage. Oh, so if you can drive that every day and it's not going to have problems, you think? You think it'll be fine and run for, how many miles on it, et cetera, et cetera. And so, yeah, you can do that. You can move down in vehicle by getting that back. Maybe you should have done that in the first place. Oh, well, that's it. By the way, we have 10K in saving, but that's kind our 1K. Yeah, kind of. So you're doing it wrong. That should be on the truck already. So that would be the advice. If you want your granddad's truck back, buy it back and use that as your daily driver. That is fine with me. And put everything from the savings beyond $1,000 onto your debt. That's how it works. Prestigious net 9294. Roth IRA Primerica. Hello everyone. Hi guys. Just found out about the baby steps a few months ago and it looks like I've been on baby steps 4. Baby step 4. No S on the step. Needed for just one step for a while. 21 female, opened a Roth and investment account with Primerica last September. Primerica, not so great, I don't think. When I first started, I was contributing $40 a month, but now that I've graduated college and started a full-time role, I've been contributing $300 monthly, Since February, I noticed that Primerica charged about 5.7% of every monthly contributions on both my Roth and investment. When I spoke to my financial agent, he said it is a front load sales charge this is why you don't do Primerica. If they are advising you, then you're paying for them to advise you. If you are deciding what I'm imagining they're advising you, because it doesn't sound like you decided what funds would be bought there. So they're advising you and they probably charge too much. Let's see. For the advisor fund. Okay. because it's their own little advisor fund, and then they add that charge on there. And that is a lot of percent. I'm invested in FAGAX, a class, for both Roth and investment. Oh, so you got two different accounts, one a Roth and another investment, which you should be doing. You should be doing 15% in the Roth only at this point. She also stated that if I decided to move to retail Fidelity, I won't pay as much or any fees, but my rate of return will be lower. False. That's false. That is some financial advisor BS. She provided me with a calculation on the average rate of return, and of course, you think she's going to do a calculation that's going to show you that you won't make as much with her? And it looks like if I continue with Primerica, I could have about 7 million in 39 years or 3 million with Fidelity Directory. That is some bull. I wonder if that's got whole life involved in it as well. I'm a bit confused on what to do here. I already opened a rollover IRA investment at Fidelity, and my money is supposed to be by the end of the month. But with this conflicting info, I'm not sure to proceed. Can I trust Primerica? No. Run away, the person said. The Amway of personal finances, they tend to sell high-cost funds that underperform. Of course, the Primerica agent who is making out like a bandit with your money, of course they're going to say. Exactly. That's what I thought. But I don't have any direct experience with them, so I did not know, so I didn't want to say. But since somebody on Reddit said it, I'm going to say it's true. Tight medium, 1947. Home renovations update. The answer is no, unless you have the house paid off. I listen to the show every day and rarely hear anyone bring up home renovations or upgrading their houses. In baby step 7, you can do whatever you want. I have about 30K of debt remaining. Planning on having this paid off by 2025 at the latest, plus the mortgage. This house has a lot of potential for updates, which would increase value and equity in the house. Justification station. All aboard. Would investing in some renovations like new flooring and cosmetic stuff be a good move, or am I wrong? Did you not say you had 30K of debt? So if you just let's take a little quick peek over here to the baby steps. It says, baby step 1, save $1,000. Start emergency fund. Step 2, pay off all the debt. Where does it say do a frickin' renovation or update on your house? Does it say do that anywhere? It does not. So that's going to be a no for me, dog. You do not get to go to Hollywood. Dazzling Resolve 980. Dave says never give bank info and get it in writing how to make payments. So saying you're paying off these debts. How do I pay them off? In checks? Debit card info? Mail in cash? LOL. If you pay in checks, wouldn't that give off your bank info anyway? What are the options of payments? Okay, Mr. Smartass. Or Mrs. Could be. You never know. So what he's talking about is if you are settling collections debt, is where you do not do that. If it's a debt you're current on, they probably already have, however you're paying it for them. But for collections, you want to get a money order, or you can even get a cashier's check, which would not have your money on it, your account information on it, to pay that off. So stop being dumb. Joe Taxpayer, the elusive DMB report on card usage over the year. David stated there are studies. Yep. Some study title, The Rationality of Payment Behavior. It's got the IOUR in it. So, the Netherlands Bank. Okay. Assuming Germany there, maybe. Or Netherlands. Oh, is that Netherlands? Is that Netherlands? Does a great job discussing the topic and supporting Dave's position. I hope it's okay to post this. If not, apologies. Apparently it was fine. They haven't taken it down since 3 days ago. Hot dog water. All right. Yummy. Should I put old Roth 401k Roth portion into a Roth IRA or put the whole thing in a new company 401k? Okay, so the investing advice is always going to be the same. You can see if the new company has a Roth 401k and then do it in there. But the advice is always match first because that's 100% return on investment. Next would be a Roth account, whether that's the Roth 401k or the Roth IRA. And then after that, if you have any more of your 15% to invest, then that would go to the traditional 401k. So the standard, let's say the company does not offer a Roth 401k, you would put the first amount you first do any match in the 401k. And then for your next section of money, you would max out the Roth IRA for the year. And that's not that much as the 401k will allow. So then you would go back to the 401k for the remaining amount of your 15%. So yeah, but if they offer a Roth 401k, you can do everything in there, except they will have to put the match in a traditional one because by law they can't put it in a Roth. Let's see, new 401k. Previous 401k as a Roth 401k. And of course, the employer match person was a traditional, right? Just like I explained. So now I have the option of either roll the full 401k into my new 401k or roll the Roth portion in a Roth IRA and traditional portion into my new 401k. From my understanding, my Roth IRA is better, more investment options. Not necessarily, but it could. So that leads me to believe I should put the Roth 401k portion into my Roth IRA. That's fine. But is that wise? Are there any other pros, cons? Well, so when you move it from one to the other, it's being sold. The investments that are in it are being sold, and then the cash amount goes in there, and then you have to make sure you know what it's invested in if you want to invest it in the same things, because you're going to have to buy that in the Roth IRA after that gets rolled over into it. It doesn't stay in the same mutual funds and then get rolled over, just put into the different account. They have to sell first and go to all cash, and then you don't pay any taxes on it because it's just rolled over, or penalties. Or when they do flare, yep. Match, Roth, traditional. Mestizo, predicament and need advice. We're on baby step 2, family of 5. We have a 68K in consumer debt. 2018 4Runner, 16K balance. 2017, 16K balance. 2017 Tundra, 17K balance. 2021, 17K balance. 2021 RV balance of 35K. Sell the RV. 2012 Camry that's paid off. Sell one of the other cars as well, and is my commuter, but has 240 miles. That's all you get in step 2. Runs perfect though. Great. You're going to use that as your only car. Get rid of the RV. Get rid of at least one of the other cars. Today. Mortgage 270. 200K household income. Okay, so the house is not out of bounds. Should I sell the RV? Yes, of which I'm about 10 to 15K in the hole. Yeah, because that still gets rid of 20K in debt. So yes, still. Then sell the Tundra was about 10K in equity and use that to help cover the spread on the upside down RV. Yep. Or should we gazelle intensity all three and try to be more intentional about using the RV? No, because you won't be. If you haven't used it by now, you won't be using it. So no. Nope. Sell one vehicle. Sell the RV. You know, baby step 2. You don't get to have extra toys laying around like that. Aromatic Flamingo 382. The thing about cars, ... 4 of them, 4 ellipses there, is that once you reach the end of the baby steps, you no longer think you can afford one, or you may not even want one. Yeah, I could see that happening. That does have to happen to people all the time. Because they realize that, guess what? It's true. The no longer thinking you can afford one is not true, but you think you needing it or wanting it, that might not be true anymore. That might change because you have a whole new idea of what is important. And having a car that does anything other than get you from A to B, it doesn't matter the other reasons for having it. So I'll look cool. Oh, because I dig cars. None of that matters. If it does the function, which is get you from point A to point B, that's all a car needs to do. And so as soon as you stop thinking about it and anything else, and it might not be cars, with some people it could be tech stuff. Like with me, it would be more tech stuff. Computers and such. But even that, it's only good as what it can do. So you don't have to get it just to impress somebody or because it looks cool or anything like that. But you can afford it if you are at the end of the baby steps, though. And so you are allowed to want it at that point. But you might not think it's worth it. And so now some people go too far and they stay gazelle intense all the way to the end, and then they're on baby step 7, and there hasn't been a need to be gazelle intense for a while, but they just did that because you do get accustomed to it. And so that's where people go overboard. You can go overboard on this stuff, just as like people that aren't doing it go overboard on doing all the wrong stuff. Let's see, I'm finished with baby step 6 and now just living 7. Yeah, net worth greater than $1.5 million. I drive a beater worth maybe 4K on a good day. It's all banged up, but totally safe. An engine transmission I have personally taken care of since new. What do I want? Now that's a good question. See, if you don't want a new car, you wait till that one breaks. And if it's something you don't want to fix, that's when you buy a new car in cash, which you can afford. But until you need one of those, because that one doesn't work anymore, you don't have to buy one just because you're on step 7. So yeah, what do you want? That's what you gotta figure out. And so none of us can help you with that. I want a V8 pickup truck with manual crank windows, manual gearbox, manual. Oh, I see. It was what do I want? Okay, so you're going to 4x4 control, cloth seats, and it's reliable. Do they have those anymore? I want it to be a truck that I bought at new and maintain myself. Oh, I see. So it wants the truck that he has now. Unfortunately, that's not going to work forever like that. So eventually you might have to buy, it can be a used car. It can be just new to you car. So I know it's perfect. I'd settle for a reliable new pickup truck, which you can buy on step 7. And having a net worth of $1.5 million. So, you know, that's no debts. That means having the full emergency fund. That means investing for retirement. All that's done. In reality, I'm questioning getting a new 20K car because of what that money can do for my family over the next 20 years, rather than do the 40K. So, or the 60K. So that's a difference of 40K. And my beater still drives fine after all these years. Sad reality, when you can buy it, you no longer want it. That does happen, absolutely. You always want something you cannot buy. I just let out a high sigh. Yeah, maybe a big sigh. He means, yep. Yeah, that could be, I mean, you start doing smart things with money, and then you can't. You can't go back to the way it was, even responsibly. You can't turn back time and do things like that responsibly. Kazang 8898. Please shops for insurance. My wife and I have been very in tune with our finances over the past 5 months. We're nearly debt free with only 15K left on a car. Excellent. Paying off 104K in the last 5 months. Excellent. Bought a small house in 2018 and didn't know better to a young 25, 26-year-old couple. I always felt we were paying so much in home and auto insurance. Here are our new home and auto insurance numbers that I just got quoted in a comparison with what we have been paying for the last 6 years. Too long didn't read. Stop and compare your insurance premiums. Oh yeah, Old State Farm Auto 2508. 12 months, and so it was probably more that they were State Farm was running them up, and so they did a comp elsewhere, and now they're buying it for cheaper. Cool. Yeah, always get multiple estimates on anything, on damage to your vehicle, on anything you buy. Always, you know, anything you buy, want to buy, you don't just run to the store and buy it. You can check online. To see if, you know, a store has it $20 cheaper or something like that. D Wright 973. Engagement ring purchase. My background salary is $75K a year, pre-tax, debt 7K, car loan left. Car worth about 20K. Retirement 30K, general investments 12K, checking 2K, general savings 12K, monthly rent 1,600. On average, I'm spending about 3K a month. This includes rent, looking at a 5K engagement ring. Okay. Would I be wise to purchase? Yeah, most people would purchase something higher than that. Update side note, she is not begging for an expensive ring. She would take a ring pop and love it. Personally, just want her to have something nice. Yeah, approved. But get rid of your debt first. Pay off the debt first. Unless it has to be, unless you want to be engaged now. It'd be nice if it worked out better for timing. How about you cash out general investments and general savings and you pay off your debt. And then you do full emergency fund, and then you save up the 5K for the engagement ring. That would be the advice. So, Jack the Ripper 2828. I'm a 15-year-old man. Worked for every dollar I have. And I wanted to buy a Tesla as a first car when I turned 16 in a few months. What are your thoughts? You can pay cash. Should buy used, not new. For context, 15, turning 16 in about a year or so. I currently am in the process of saving up for a car. Title suggests I would like to buy a Tesla. I would not be buying a new Tesla, as they are way out of my price range. Absolutely. And would instead be opting for a used, older model of a Tesla. The current asking price is about 21,500 Canadian. I plan to pay all cash. Absolutely. Like I have an option, right? I have a job lined up that pays me roughly 2,000 Canadian. Lined up doesn't mean you're going to get it. And all the money I would earn goes straight into my savings account. I don't spend any money typically. If you can pay for it in cash, I mean, 21.5 is a lot. But if you're not making payments on it and you save that much up, then sure, go ahead. If your parents okay it, assume you're still living with them. So you might want to run it by them. Sign no sleep. If I plan on running my car into the ground, why does depreciation matter? Depreciation matters on everything. I agree with Ramsey on pretty much everything, but I don't understand the emphasis on cars being depreciating assets. Okay, well, this is a thing where if you agree with him on everything else, which is you don't buy new cars unless you're a millionaire. If you agree with that part of it, this part doesn't matter. So what's up? I get it if it's leased or if you can't afford it, but I plan on driving my car until it dies. I got 1 year payments left. 120. Okay, so you don't agree with Ramsey on pretty much everything because you still have the freaking car loan. So you're doing it wrong. 1 year payments left. Why isn't that paid off? And if I drive it for another 300K, I will. If you do, right? No plans to resell it. Why should depreciation matter to me if that's the case? It shouldn't. It should be the fact that you have debt on it. So you either pay it off quickly, and you shouldn't have gotten a new car anyway. However many years ago that was. Should not have done that. And let's try one more. Should I pay off my Tesla? Yes, it's debt. Baby step 2. You can't go on to baby step 3, at least not if you're doing it correctly. Can't go into baby step 3 until you get done with baby step 2. So you do baby step 2 first. About 40K remaining. Interest rate doesn't matter. Have had the car almost 2 years. Have the cash and then some to pay it off. Debt leverage. Debt leverage so you can have cash laying around. It doesn't say do any of that either. I'm looking at the baby steps. It doesn't say do debt leverage so you can have cash around. Keep debt so you can have cash around. Me and my husband credit scores are 720 plus. Want to buy a house in the next 2 years. / whenever / if interest rates come down. We have no other loans or debts. So do we pay off the Tesla or not? The answer is yes. It's baby step 2. Alrighty. Where are we at? Oh, I think we'll call that a stream here. Save some questions for the after show. On Tuesday, once again, Coach Steve Money, Ramsey Solutions Certified Financial Coach. Tuesday, April 30th, 6 p.m. Eastern, is that Ramsey Show after show. Anyway, Coach Steve Money, Ramsey Solutions Certified Financial Coach. And you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. And that is a video conferencing appointment, so you can do that from anywhere on the world. And yes, in the world. And yes, you can hear me tell you, you're doing it wrong. So you see the steps right here, you see this, and you have debt, which is way up here, and you're doing stuff that's down here. You're doing it wrong. So you can hear me say that in person and for free. It doesn't cost you anything to hear that in person through video conferencing. You can email me about coaching or anything else on my YouTube channel, coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Channel donations can go to paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. Alternatively to Cash App, $CoachSteveMoney. Or a Walmart gift card to coachstevemoney@gmail.com. You can add me on the gram at Coach Steve Money, of course. The YouTube channel is youtube.com/CoachSteveMoney. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. And, of course, make smart financial decisions every day.